You guys already know that North Naperville Autos is the #1 dealer of used cars in the Chicagoland area, but they are now offering shipping on all of their online purchases. That's right, if you buy a car at North Naperville Autos online, it'll be shipped directly to your front door. Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2011 Audi A5 Coupe. Up front is a 2.0 liter turbocharged inline 4, and down below is a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this here A5 for a couple of reasons, but mainly the fact that last year I drove a 2011 Audi S5, which is the more performance-oriented version of this chassis. And so I'm going to be comparing and contrasting the A5 to the S5 throughout this video and see if the S5 is really worth it. I don't think it is. But before we get on with the rest of the video, if you'd like to help out the channel or read my blog posts, check out my merchandise, or submit your own car for review, I have my website zackpradel.com where you can find all of that stuff right now. But let's get back to that 2.0 liter turbocharged inline 4 under the hood. Well, it's a Volkswagen Group engine. This has been put in a ton of vehicles. And so in preparation for this review, I wrote down all of the cars I could think of that I've already reviewed with this same engine in reverse chronological order. So the 2022 Volkswagen Golf GTI, 2022 Volkswagen Taos, 2021 Porsche Macan Base, 2019 Volkswagen Golf R, 2019 Volkswagen Passat SE R-Line, 2018 Audi Q3, 2018 Audi A5, 2018 Volkswagen Tiguan, 2017 Audi TT, 2017 Volkswagen Golf GTI, 2015 Audi A3, 2012 Audi Q5, 2012 Volkswagen Golf R, 2012 Volkswagen Jetta GLI, 2010 Volkswagen GTI, 2007 Volkswagen Passat Wagon, 2007 Volkswagen Golf GTI Fahrenheit, 2006 Volkswagen GTI, and the 2006 Volkswagen Jetta GLI. My point being, Volkswagen modifies and arranges this engine in a multitude of different ways to fit whatever application they need, spanning from Volkswagen Golfs all the way up to some Porsche products come with this engine, mainly the Macan base. And it makes different horsepowers and different applications, but it's the same family and same general idea. Yes, I understand there are minute differences, but in the broad scheme of things, not that different. That being said, I think the power in the A5 is pretty adequate. I'm not begging for more. I know that I can get more in the S5 if I'd like it, but honestly right now I'm happy with the 211. Like I said, paired to its 6-speed automatic transmission, it's shifting fine. It was a little cold this morning and shifting a little bit weird, but now that it's warmed up, it seems to be doing fine. Last but not least, this is a quattro vehicle, meaning it has Audi's all-wheel drive system, which all-wheel drive coupes are sort of a rare breed, so kind of interesting to see that. With that out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have the very typical Audi gauges. On the left, I have my coolant temperature and my tachometer. In the center, I do get a little display screen. This is the same in the base model Volkswagen Jetta as it is in the upper tier Audi R8. This screen has seen it all. And on the far right, I have my speedometer and my fuel. On the steering wheel, I have my scroll wheel 4, that center screen, and my mode button. And on the right, I have my voice commands and volume. The steering wheel is the first time you start to notice this brown tan interior. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's okay. I think the steering wheel itself looks and feels relatively modern for it being 11 years old at this point. I think it's held up pretty decent. To the left of me, I just have my headlight switches, and on the door, I have my lock and unlock power mirrors that also are defrosting, and my power windows. Moving into the center, I have the very standard traditional Audi infotainment system. Nothing really too cool or crazy here. I can go and look at my vehicle, which is nice, but pretty standard equipment here. To the right of that, I do have a hazard switch, and then down below, I have climate control vents. With that being said, I do have a CD player and all of the controls for that as well. This is where the center screen control is too, which is a little unergonomic, but I do have solid buttons for going to like AM, FM, and satellite, and car and setup and things like that. So I like that. Moving on to the climate controls, I do have dual zone climate, I have heated seats, and these adjuster dials are actually multi-purpose. So you click whatever is around them, and then you use the dial to adjust it from there. I think that's pretty genius. Volkswagen Group has been doing this for quite some time, and I've always really liked it in their vehicles. Then down below, I get a 12-volt outlet and an ashtray. And then we get to the shifter. The shifter feels nice and solid. Of course, it is that sort of brown that finishes with the rest of the interior, and I can plus minus if I'd like. And off to the left, I have my power parking brake, which is pretty nice for 2011. A power parking brake, that's pretty early to have one. I do have my traction control off button down at the very bottom, which is nice as well. And that's about it for the center console. Now, we do have cup holders down below that, so we'll do a big friggin' bottle test, and the Audi A5 from 2011 passes. It almost looks form-fitted for the big friggin' bottle, which is very, very impressive, especially for a coupe like this. I am very impressed that it fits the big friggin' bottle and gets a full pass. Then I do get a center console, and now we'll talk about the seats. The seats, like I said, are heated, and they are power, which is very nice, and they're pretty comfortable. These are more grand touring sort of luxury coupe seats rather than being sporty seats. This isn't a very sporty car. Yes, it'll get up and go if you put your foot into it, but that's not what it's meant for. It's a business coupe, really. And so the seats really reflect that. Speaking of it being a coupe, we do unfortunately have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. So we're in the back of the 2011 Audi A5. Not great. Well, first of all, my head's hitting the ceiling, which is already an issue. My knees might fit. They would be smushed, but they might fit with this seat up in its normal position. Let's see here. This is definitely not my driving position, but even if they moved all the way up, my head is still getting smashed. This is not a good back seat. This is really for if you don't have a family, you're a businessman, or if you don't take people frequently, but you might have to on a blue moon, you might have to take your niece somewhere with someone else, whatever it might be, you can use these seats. I don't recommend it. You can clear your windshield of ice with boiling water, but I don't recommend it. That's how I feel about these back seats. Let's hop out around back, talk about the trunk, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the A5. Trunk button here, and wow, it actually goes up on its own too. So the shadows are really harsh, but pretty decent sized trunk, which is really, really nice. For what it lacks in rear seat room, it makes up in trunk room. That just reinforces that this is a single person's car. If you don't have a family, maybe you have a significant other, but besides that, you're not really gonna fit much else, but you guys can definitely go on a weekend trip in here. Tons of space for bags, golf clubs, whatever it might be, you can fit in the back of the A5. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I have always really liked this generation, this era of Audi products. I think they look fantastic. I think they're subtle enough, they're not overly angular, but they're not too subtle where you don't notice them. I think overall, it's just a really good combo, and I've always enjoyed the looks. But now let's get to my final thoughts here on the Audi A5 from 2011, and let's bring back in that comparison between this and the Audi S5. Let me first tell you my thoughts on the S5. I didn't like it. The reason I didn't like it is because it had the 4.2 liter V8, which is technically from the Audi R8 supercar, which I drove. And I loved the supercar, and I thought, wow, this is gonna be a more dailyable supercar. It wasn't, and my expectations were, well, spat all over. But this, I had my expectations set properly. This is everything I expect it to be. I don't expect this to be a supercar for everyday use. I don't expect this to be a crazy performance vehicle, and it's not. And that actually makes this better in my mind, because not only can you buy one of these at a fraction of the price as the S5, because everyone wants the S5, it has the S5 badge, but I think it does everything I need it to do. I dropped the analogy of going on a road trip. The Audi A5 is going on a road trip with your really good friend, your co-pilot. And the Audi S5 is like going on a road trip with 6 strangers. Yeah, on paper, that's more people, which should equal more fun on a road trip, but you don't know these people. It's foreign. You might not like them. The A5, I know exactly what I'm getting myself into, and I can appreciate that for all that it is and nothing that it isn't. This car meets my expectations, and for right now, that's very, very good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to North Naperville Autos for letting me take out their 2011 Audi A5. They are absolutely fantastic. They offer financing. They will ship directly to your door, as well as they are Carfax certified. I love that, the fact that you don't even have to live near Naperville. You could still buy some of their vehicles. If you're looking for a used vehicle, North Naperville Autos should be your first stop. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.